very warm welcome to Let's Get It On with me, Suzanne Letting. Each week we're going to be listening to brand new releases from artists all over the globe. So now's the time to grab that cup of tea, that cup of coffee, or even a glass of wine as we get lost in some fabulous music.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello and a very warm welcome to your Saturday night with me, Suzanne Letting, here on Let's Get It On. Well, while you're listening to the show, I am going to be in Auckland in New Zealand. I am travelling around. I'll have been here now, I think about 5 or 6 days. But before I went away, I recorded the show so that you are not going to miss out on some fabulous music while I'm away. Now, we have an exclusive this evening because the Grab Society has got a brand new track out called Indifference. And, you know, it's something that we all think about. You know, we move as a society and we evolve, but sometimes do we stop in our tracks and think about the consequences of when we see somebody and we don't actually stop and help? We've become indifferent, we've become immune, I think, to other people's plights and tribulations that they have to cope with. So this is a very atmospheric track from the Grab Society, and it's got an incredible video which will make you think and stop you in your tracks. Should we really be that indifferent? It's a whole question to ask. So this is the Grab Society, brand new track, only just released. This is Indifference.
Gefühlt jeder verschließt die Augen, wenn Unrecht geschieht. Fast jeder verspürt Angst, wenn ein Opfer am Boden liegt. Gefühlt jeder duckt sich weg, Anteilnahme ist fehl am Platz. Fast jeder hat eigene Sorgen, keine Zeit für Empathie. Gefühlt jeder nimmt nicht mehr wahr, was real geschieht. Fast jeder folgt einem Netzhelden, wenn ein Opfer am Boden liegt.
Ever thought about questioning your actions? You're walking along the edge of the precipice. You've never asked yourself how far down it goes. Look down and realize Indifference. Gleichgültig du bist, oh you don't care. Indifference. Kennst nur dich selbst, so we don't share. Indifference. Gleichgültig du bist, oh you don't care. Indifference. Kennst nur dich selbst, so we don't share.
Gefühlt jeder kann nicht mehr laut schreien, da die Zeit es nicht erlaubt. Fast jeder kämpft gegen diese Ohnmacht, keine Zeit für Empathie. Gefühlt jeder verwahrlost den Konsumrausch, wie die Made im Speck. Fast jeder kämpft nur für sich, keine Zeit für Empathie.
Ever thought about questioning your actions? You're walking along the edge of the precipice. You've never asked yourself how far down it goes. Look down and realize Indifference. Gleichgültig du bist, oh you don't care. Indifference. Kennst nur dich selbst, so we don't share. Indifference. so we don't share. So we don't share.
When two well-known musicians meet, sometimes something new emerges, and that is the case of the Grab Society. The paths of Manfred Thomaser from Disdain and Arsene Teeb and Demokratie and the Independent Seasons crossed with those of Ulf Müller from Project Ich, Munt Connection, Vol, Smuch, Feidel, and you create a collaboration between two fantastic musicians, and that was their new track, Indifference. Both artists creating evocative songs for us to stop and think about what we are doing, who we are, where we're going. Next up is Defeat. I played a song last week for you and I'm enjoying listening to this album actually. This is from the album Illusions, and this is track number 2, and it's called Concrete Ceiling, which sometimes we all hit, don't we?
to the ground.
That was Defeat there with Illusions from the album Illusions. Great track. I'm working my way through that album for you, so you will be hearing more on the show. Next up, Dee Dee Danahay and Rob G. Nichols. They've got together and they are creating a brand new album together called The Hidden Frequency. That's the name of their new group. And this is one of the tracks that I'm sure will be going into that album. This is Searching for a Sound. What a different track this is from these two, and I'm really enjoying watching these two evolve together as a team, and I think we've got an exciting album coming our way, and yes, I will be sharing it on Let's Get It On when it's ready. But for now, enjoy The Hidden Frequency with Searching for a Sound.
Something happened once, will happen once again. As we're reaching out to call each other friend, one can hear it calling underneath the grind. This is the first sound created and created sign. From me to somewhere on the edge of noise.
was The Hidden Frequency there with Searching for a Sound. Now, next up, White Weights is a side project by Rob Rowe of the bands Cause and Effect and VH times RR, and remixes are taken from that White Weights release Touch and Go EP, and Blacklight have done a remix of Touch and Go from that EP. There is a slow burn and I've forwarded that on for when I come back, but for now, enjoy White Weights Touch and Go, and it is the Blacklight remix.
I've been holding on
was Black Light's remix there of White Wait's Touch and Go EP, and that was Touch and Go. Now, why do I talk about remixes? It's because artists do come together and they share their work, and sometimes one artist will inspire another, and another artist may think, I can do something different with this track, so they collaborate together. It's a wonderful family that we have here, and it was all founded by the incredible Rusty Egan. Many moons ago, he brought together lots of new and emerging synth artists across the world, and they all come together and they all work together and they all play together, and it's a lovely family to be part of. Don't forget, I will be tagging all of the artists on my Facebook page, so you'll be able to go like, follow and share, and more importantly, you'll be able to find out where to download their music. Now, I'm going to follow that on with another track from Julian Marsh. Such a hard-working musician Julian is. This is Midnight Symphony Disco, and it's the Disco House Radio Mix. This will get your shoulders shuffling for sure.
All
Oh, that was our wonderful Julian Marsh there with Midnight Symphony Disco, the Disco House radio mix. Always guaranteed to get us bopping in our seat. Next up is 17-year-old Lydia Reddy with her track Turn This Town Around. She is definitely one for you to watch for the future. An incredible vocalist, wonderful singer-songwriter, and I'm really enjoying her work, and I'm so pleased to be able to share it with you.
What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. Stop and look this way. I made some observations, what I see is what I say. And this is a travesty. The earth is rotting now and you don't see the tragedy. The lights are blurring all into one and our eyes are blinded. We think it's typical, but that's just cause we're so shallow-minded. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. People everywhere, if we do our part to nurture and to care for this world of ours, I believe the earth will no longer fall apart. We can glue it all back together and find a peace that will last forever. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. What's that sound? Turn this town around. What's that sound? Oh, what's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn it down. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this down. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around.
The very talented Lydia Reddy there with Turn This Town Around. You'll be able to find her on Instagram. Next up, Stereo in Solo with Red Jasmine. I really enjoyed this track. Again, it's a beautiful one if you want to go off and have a long drive to. It's definitely going into the Beastie tracks, as all of the tracks that you're listening to tonight. They are on Spotify under my Suni name, and they are all the Beastie tracks for 2026, so you can hear them all again without me blabbling away in the background. But for now, just enjoy Stereo in Solo with Red Jasmine. Wasn't that beautiful? That was Red Jasmine there by Stereo in Solo. And you know what? I'm going to be in 25, 26 degrees while you're probably, hopefully, getting a little bit warmer in the UK. And that is certainly one track that I'm going to be outside listening to, maybe with a little glass of wine in tow. Next up is Hollywood Brown. This is Toxic. all the way from Birmingham. That was Hollywood Brown there with Toxic. Now then, I'm going to go and get a cup of tea, and I suggest you get a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, or a pint of ale, as Lord Duncan of the Folly would say, while we take a little breather, ready for set 2. I wonder what I've got in store for you. Oh, you can't beat a cup of tea, can you? Now then, while I remember, Lord Duncan of the Folly and Paolo Aka the Shires are going to do a listener takeover show on the 28th of February, and I think the 7th of March are the first two shows. Because I'm away for a month, and I've never been away for a month before. I don't know whether any of you have been on a long holiday. It's the first time in my lifetime that I've been away for such a long time, but going so far away to New Zealand, you probably do need to go for a long time. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I have no idea what kind of a show. They have been busy building the tracks ready for those two shows. So they are going to take over for me, and I know they're going to do me proud. They will have a little laugh and a little joke at my expense, I am quite sure, over those two shows, but you know what? That's what the fun is all about. So let's dive into set 2. First up, I'm going to give you AC83. This is from the Dream Remixed album, and this is The Dream. Was AC83 there with The Dream from The Dream Remixed. Now, AC83 is a Tennessee-based producer with over 2 decades of experience writing and composing music. AC83 crafts music that is synth pop and it's on the edge of rock, and I don't think you can disagree with that. Now then, I'm taking you to Ness Daniels next. This is her track Running, but this is the instrumental version. Now, I talk about instrumentals of tracks that have previously been vocalised because sometimes the elements that are in a track can really be heard without the vocals overlaying, and both embellish each other. So sometimes I do like to give you the instrumental as well. So this is Ness Daniels with Running. all the way from El Paso in Texas. That was Ness Daniels there with Running, but that was the instrumental mixed. Next up is Nicholas Rickson. Haven't played a little bit of Nicholas for a little while, so I thought I would go back into the archives and pull up some from the albums that I've got. This is the Mystic Blue album, and this is Fairy Tale. Nicholas Rickson there from the Mystic Blue album, and that was Fairy Tale. Now you'll find him on Spotify just under Nicholas. I made that mistake trying to search for Nicholas Rickson, but you'll be able to find him on there. What does he say about himself? Well, he says he is a pop reject. Well, I don't believe that at all. He's making some fabulous music for us all to enjoy. Next up is Elevate the Sky. This is from the Reascend album, and this is Race Against Time, which we all feel, and I certainly feel that today as I'm recording the show before I go on holiday. I've only got one more day, and that's packing day. That was Elevate the Sky from the Reascend album, and that was Race Against Time. Now, Elevate the Sky is a melodic cinematic synthwave project fronted by Scott McClure, based out of Los Angeles. The project formed in 2015, inspired by movie soundtracks and retro music. And I think you get that feel, don't you, when you're listening to that. Now, next up, That Part is going to give us good vibes. Now, this track is quite a quirky one, actually, but I do quite like it because it's quirky. There are bits in it where I can imagine it's a bit scratchy like a cat. And honestly, when you listen to the title, which is called Boots and Cats, it's not Cat in Boots, it's Boots and Cats. You'll get what I mean. That was Michigan-based DJ and producer Dat Part with Boots and Cats from the album Good Vibes. What a brilliant track that was too, and I'm going to really enjoy listening to that again. Now, next up is Roland LaRock. I am really enjoying Roland's tracks. There's just something about them that gets under your skin, and it's just easy listening. It's easy on the ears. So I've got another track to share in one of the other sets coming up tonight. But for now, this is Roland LaRock with Friends, and that's what we all are here on Let's Get It On. We are all friends.
「 Friends. city lights, oceans, deserts, and stormy nights. At times I've watched the whole world in my view. Of all the wonders I have seen, there's still some places I've not been, but it's enough just being here with you. Can't you see this was meant to be? Stay with me and heal always stay friends to the end. And even then, there's no regret. Friends to the end. And even then, there's no goodbye. Can't you see this was meant to be? Stay with me and we'll always stay friends to the end. And even then, there's no regret. Friends to the end. And even then, there's no goodbye.
That was the incredible Roland LaRocque there with Friends. Now, he is a 60s, 70s and 80s multi-instrumentalist, performer, writer and producer. And doesn't that show in that track? I was instantly transported back to my youth, but equally, this is a brand new track. It's now that this is happening, and he has that way of putting these tracks together that sound like they've come from the past, but they're right here and now in the future. And that's what these artists are doing, creating sounds that we love here today for us to enjoy. Next up, Perpacity. This is their track called Let It Roll, and I'll tell you a little bit about them when we come back.
Seem like a rolling stone I'd get into. No holding back from your bold attacks. You get in through. Let it roll again. Waiting for the weekend. The predators are loose in the streets, on the roof, in the name of celebration. Let it roll again. You eyes, there's a slim disguise you lie under. Your open arms ringing 5 alarms. Anyone? Let it roll again. Waiting for the weekend. The predators are loose in the streets, on the roof, in the name of celebration. Let it roll again. You're something for the weekend. Excess of a dress, nothing left for my old imagination. Can you walk on fire? Can you heal my heart? Can you take it all away, away, away? And if I slip, will reasoning be there enough to make you want to stay? Predators are loose in the streets, on the roof, in the name of celebration. Let it roll again. You're something for the weekend. Standing in excess of a dress, nothing left for my old imagination. My heart, can you take it all away, away, away?
Residing in both the UK and in Denmark. That was Perpacity there with Let It Roll. Do you know what I've just realised? I actually put this set in order, and what my computer has done, because it keeps blipping away at me, is it's changed the order of the tracks that I had them in for this particular set. So I haven't said them in the order that I've actually written down, because the computer has had a blip. It's got a mind of its own. And do you find that when you're creating your music or you're creating things, suddenly your computer decides to jumble things up all of its own? So all of the tracks now that you've listened to in this set are not in the order that they were supposed to be in, which has discombobulated me even more. So the last track, which was supposed to be the first track for tonight in set 2, is Pax Solis, who makes emotive electronic alternative dance music with their track Wake Me Up. Well, I'm woken up now because I'm going to make sure when we head into set 3, which, as you know, is the palette changes, the opportunity for other artists to have their music on the show, I'm going to make sure that that order isn't disturbed. So I'm going to give my computer a stiff talking to while you listen to Pax Solis with Wake Me Up. And I'm certainly going to wake this computer up, I tell you. It's going to have a little piece of my mind in a minute while I do the grrr.
You're listening to Spectrum On Air, the colourful voice of radio. Broadcasting live on spectrumonair.com, Get Me Radio and Mixcloud Live. And never fear, if you've missed your favourite programme, just find our Listen Again service on mixcloud.com. Spectrum On Air, putting the colour back into radio.
Thank you, the wonderful Mr. Steve Blacknell there. And don't forget, he is joining us in April. He's going to be on the sofa on XPTV3, the live TV channel, for the Waffle TV show. Now, Steve has already got his guests lined up. They are lots of music industry movers and shakers. He's going to have some conversations on the sofa live, and as you know, there is no one better than sticking a camera in front of them than Steve Blacknell. He is the consummate professional at live TV. We can't wait for that show to begin. Right, we've got set 3 and I've just checked the order of these tracks, so my little computer is behaving itself and I've got them in the order that I want. The first artist I'm going to share with you is a young lady called Lisa Loops. Now, I stumbled across Lisa, don't ask me why or how now because I can't remember. And she wrote this song some years ago, but she didn't have the mechanism that she needed in order to make this track come alive. So she used Suno. Now, there's a lot of talk on Facebook about Suno and whether it's a good thing, a bad thing, whether it's AI and it's taking over. But here's the thing. When you're a singer and a songwriter and you don't have any musicians that can make your tracks come alive, where is it you can turn to? So what she did was she used Suno, but the lyrics and the vocals are her. The structure and the compilation of the tune she did on Suno, and she added the instruments and the moods. She created this within Suno, which is like a DAW, and she's able to recreate the songs that she's had sitting in her back pocket, and I think you're going to love this. She has got the most beautiful voice, and what is wrong with using a system? It's just another form of, like the printers used to be, manual printers. Now we've got digital printers. Well, this is a digital way for artists to create their artwork, their musical artwork, in a different way that we're not really used to. But here's the thing, she is driving it. It is not driving her. So let us know what you think. This is Lisa Loops with Teardrops in the Middle of a Field, and it's beautiful.
Teardrops in the middle of a field, sitting here without you, hurt so much, memories in my head. What went wrong? How can our love be dead? Teardrops in the middle of a field, like a river flowing out to sea, away from here, our special place. Our world was just you and me.
just you and me. Teardrops in the middle of a field, like a river flowing out to sea. Away from here, our special place. Our world was just you and me.
Do you know what? I closed my eyes and listening to that track, I could almost imagine Celine Dion doing that track. Such a beautiful voice that Lisa has got. And what a crying shame if that was undiscovered because she did not have a band or musicians that she could work with. And you see, that's what these systems are doing. They're bringing very talented people out of the woodwork for them to be able to showcase their work. So whether it's right, whether it's wrong, she was in the driving seat of that track. Who can argue with that? Now, next up, I've got a special track for you. This is Nobby Clark. Now, if that name rings a bell, it's because he was one of the founding Bay City Rollers. And this is his track, Some Kind of Miracle.
They say my life will change the day you walk beside me. Look for the spirit in my soul, and love will find me. Carry the message to the ones that got away. Life is a sacrifice before your judgment day. Some kind of miracle, that's what they say. Some kind of miracle. Get up and walk away. Read all about the fires of hell and the fall of nations in all your favorite magazines and on radio stations. Before the day is done, before you close the door, open your heart and say, I love you more and more. Some kind of miracle, if you believe. Some kind of miracle. Hey, up
That was Nobby Clark. They're still making music, and that was some kind of miracle. Next up is Cassandra Day with Big City Girl Country.
Can't have a big bonfire, or the neighbors will call the cops. Can't drink too many beers, cause I don't know when to stop. Can't go out and play pool, there's no sharks around here. Yes, I'm staying in the house, having Friday night in the clear. There's one thing I know, I don't have nowhere out here to go that I can have a real good time. I can't see all the stars at night unless I drive right out of town, but I still look at the sky each night before I lay down. I might not be right where I wanna be, but I'll make the best of it. I'm big city girl country. Can't go out and hunt, there ain't no woods nearby. Well, I can't get in the creek, it's all high and dry. Ain't no point in getting lost, there's no places left to roam. Guess I'll stay put again, playing it safe at home. These nights can't compete, I'm feeling incomplete. I guess I'll make my own fun. I can't see all the stars at night unless I drive right out of town, but I still look at the sky each night before I lay down. I might not be right where I wanna be, but I'll make the best of it. I'm big city girl country. Oh, my roots run deep in Tennessee. It doesn't matter where I am, I'll always be me. You can take the girl way out in the city, even in the suburbs I will always be country. I can't see all the stars at night unless I drive right out of town, but I still look at the sky each night before I lay down. I might not be right where I wanna be, but I'll make the best of it. I'm big city girl country. Oh, oh, oh. I'm big city girl country. Ooh, I'm big city girl country. Oh, oh, I'm big city girl country. Ooh, big city girl country.
That was Cassandra Day there with Big City Girl Country. Now, she's always been involved in music, and it looks like she's been creating music since 2025, and she's doing very, very well, and I'm hoping that we're going to hear more from her. Next up is a track from Peter O'Grady, the Late Arrivals Club. I don't know about you, but I hate being late for anything. But this is a track called Rewind, Recharge and Reset, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I can't tell you what I'm doing now because I'm recording the show early, but I will be in New Zealand rewinding, recharging and resetting, ready for when I come back.
Running wild and running free, discovering our lives' mysteries. Round every corner there's a brand new day, 'cause each generation has its own sweet way. We thought we were untouchable, life was all just heaven sent. Just close your eyes and make a wish you could stay here. Just press rewind, recharge and reset. Running wild and having fun, one for all and all for one. The first new friends when we were young, we stuck together, we'd live forever. heaven sent. Just close your eyes and make a wish you could stay here. Just press rewind, recharge and reset. Just press rewind, recharge and reset. Just press rewind, recharge and reset.
That was the Late Arrivals Club there with Rewind, Recharge and Reset, and I can assure you I will be doing some of that. Next up is my second track from Roland Leroc. I had to include it because I just couldn't choose which of the two to play this week and one to forward for when I come back. So I thought, do you know what? We're going to listen to both because we are so looking forward to spring and the summer, aren't we? So this is Summer Days by Roland Leroc.
Summer days, feel the rays and the warmth of the sea and the sand. I just dream away. Summer days, feel the rays and the warmth of the sea and the sand. I just dream away. Give me life in a pure and natural place, away from all the madness of the streets we know. Take your time to ground yourself and leave it all behind. Surrender to the mysteries of life. Summer days, feel the rays and the warmth of the sea and the sand. I just dream away. Summer days, feel the rays and the warmth of the sea and the sand. I just dream away. Sea and the sand, I just dream away. Summer days, feel the rays and the warmth of the sea and the sand. I just dream away.
Wasn't that lovely? Did that get you in the mood for summer? Well, I'm in summer at the minute, and you guys, I guess, are just heading in towards spring. That was the wonderful Roland Leroc there with Summer Days. Next up, the Mackenzie Fix are a London-based indie pop wave band led by musician-songwriter Ewan Mackenzie. Mackenzie has an eclectic collection of songs and releases behind his back. His music is kaleidoscope and diverse. He's continually finding new ways to express himself through a broad sonic palette. And this is High Rise Demand, and this is from the album Media Hack.
Don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you try. Everyone wants what they don't have. They say it's human nature. Wanting a shelter, they get a high rise. Be careful what you wish for. Don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you try. A dodgy lift will take you up from dry and lifeless living. Up at the top, it shudders and stops. Dead buildings and forgiving. Don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you try. They can't live within it. They can't live without it. Buildings and boys, it's all a drug. All these costs, they're too high to sustain. In time they'll dissolve in the rain. Everyone wants what they don't have. They say it's human nature. Wanting a shelter, they get a high rise. Be careful what you wish for. Don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you if you don't tell me that they don't want to know. It's like catching the eye of someone. You think that you should know. It's a thought makes them high. Same thought will break you.
That was the Mackenzie Fix there with High Rise Demise from the album Media Hack. Now the last one, for set 3, because we're racing through to the last set. Haven't we had such fun tonight, is Ren. Now this is E Ren, and that's going to take us nicely into the last set. That was Ren there with E. Ren. Do you know one of the loveliest things about my radio show is, as we head into show 234 tonight, I've been able to see all of the development of all of the artists that you're listening to on my show, because I see how they are evolving, I see how they make connections, I see how they collaborate with each other, and it's such a pleasure and an honour to be able to share their music with you. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's mix that I've mixed for you before I go away on holiday, and I'm going to kick off the last set with a track from Caboin. This is one that's been previously released. This is Eternal Inflation. Polly has gone too. Was Caboin there with Eternal Inflation. Polly has gone too. Now, I loved all of the elements in that track, and I know how difficult it is to put all of those elements together and give a polished track at the end that the listener is going to enjoy the journey that music takes you on all the way through. And Caboin does that in heaps, and I'm so pleased to be able to share that music with you. Now then, next up is a track from me. This is me as my artist Suni, and I am creating an album called Music Doodles because that's what they are to me. I develop my own music, and it's a great way for me to understand how the artists that you're listening to create their music. This is called Live It Up, inspired by the fact that I was a year older in January, and I kind of think it doesn't matter how old you get, and it doesn't matter how old an artist is. It's the music, and it's the music that may move you. Now, this was a really difficult track for me to do because I was layering the track. I was producing it myself, like a lot of the artists do on my show. They all create, they all produce, they all master, they all do it themselves because it's simply too expensive for them to engage producers and masters and all of the things that an artist needs to be able to get their music heard, their creativity. So I did it myself, but I'm still not happy with the final result. And that, again, is what artists do. We labour over them so long. We change, we remix, we change, we add elements, we change, we remix, we master. And we always have that self-doubt. So this is my track as it is, called Live It Up by Suni from the Music Doodles album, which hopefully I will have out before I go away. I doubt it somehow. I think it's going to have to wait till I get back.
I'm gonna live it up, baby, no matter how old I get. I'm gonna live it up, baby. Take it down, 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 down. Feel the vibration. Feel the vibration, get your attention.
Was my newly released track Live It Up, and that is going on to my Music Doodles album, which is coming out very soon. Great track that was. I really enjoyed doing that, but it was really difficult to produce all the elements in it, so I know the pain that the artists that you're listening to go through. Next up is Red Industry from the Twilight Sessions album. I'm going back into my little musical vault. This is Sweet Nightmare featuring Sarah Knox. all the way from Mexico. That was Red Industry there from the Twilight Sessions album. That was Sweet Nightmare featuring Sarah Knox. Now the last one for set 3. Oh, I can't believe we've come to the end of the show. So first of all, I want to say a huge thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I have putting it all together. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the varied mix of music that we've got in the show tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you probably for the first show either the 7th or the 14th of March, and I've got a new track coming out with Manfred Thomaser with Arsene Teeb on the 6th of March, so I'm hoping that that will get some airplay. If not, I will share it with you when I come back. Very different track for you to get to know from me. So the last one for tonight's show is Future Analog from the Hope Volume 2 album. I am working my way through this album because it is a super album, and this is The World, which is where I am, the other side of the world from you, but at least I'm here sharing some fabulous music with you. So I'll say good night, God bless everybody, take care, I'll see you soon. This is Future Analog with The World.
Disguise, I've seen it in your eyes. Come baby, normalize. You leave it, but I don't know why. What can I do to save us? I need to know, please. Tell me that you'll be here. My heart is in your hands, sharing my tomorrows. Give you the world, the world, the world. Money won't matter tonight. I know you're leaving, I hear your cry. If I lose, you can survive. I'm here and willing, you're everything, that's why. No time for wishful thinking. Come back, I pray. Tell me that you'll be here. My heart is in your hands, sharing my tomorrows. Give you the world, the world, the world. You never told me you were leaving. My heart is in your hands. How can we find a way to heal it? Give you the world, the world, the world. If you leave me, there'll be darkness inside. If you leave me, darkness inside. If you leave me, there'll